Welcome to episode 60 of Franco's World. We have a very special episode today. I have three esteemed guests. We're filming in front of a live studio audience. Starting out first, we have Gabe Ingram.
How we doing, folks?
We have Mr. Tyler Bro.
Hey, Frank.
And we have my lifelong friend, Mr. Grant Dunstcap.
Hello.
Great, get closer to the mic, my God.
It's closer to you guys than it is me on the table.
So move closer to the
right-
table. I mean, it's
in the
literally
middle.
in the middle of the table.
I gave you a couple millimeters
Excuse me.
I mean, we're all wearing masks, but we're somehow recording on this microphone. It's going to be a heck of a time. It's going to be a great episode. We got a lot of stuff we want to talk about today. We're going to talk about Maxwell. We're going to talk about childhood memories. We're going to talk about ping pong. We're going to talk about ping pong. We're going to talk about Icarus. Dating apps. Tyler wants to talk about dating apps because apparently he's on those now. And we got a bunch of stuff planned for you today. Let's just get right into it. And we had a little bit of an internal debate. The internal debate was who was what character on Full House. And I have decided, because I'm the ringleader of this group and this is my show, that I am Bob Saget. Gabe is Uncle Joey, who did the voices. Tyler, because he's the most handsome. He's John Stamos. And Grant is Mary Kate, but also Ashley Olsen.
Because I'm beautiful.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
beauty is in the eye of the beholder. To be honest with you, Grant, it's kind of just because you're just there, and then you come. you have this like these catchphrases, like Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen did, like the "You got it, dude," and like you always just say random things. Like ever since we were kids, all you did was have random catchphrases.
Yeah, Cowabunga.
No, that was the Ninja Turtles. That wasn't you.
You can't claim that one.
It's mine.
Let's get on to it. I want to talk about first things first. It's fresh in our minds. Tyler, you're on the dating apps. What is like, okay, so what's going on through your mind with it? Because now we're all in our back hometown, like, and, you know, the dating app scene, it's kind of like the Sahara Desert right now. It's a little dry.
Well, Frank, you see, that's what you think, but it's actually popping right now. Everybody's a little froggy because of quarantine, so everybody's swiping right now. It's crazy. But you see, the reason you got to get them is because I don't know how else you gonna meet women. Can't go to bars, you can't go out places, so you might as well be online finding them.
I have no desire to meet any woman at all right now, especially during quarantine. I got on the dating apps for a week, and I matched with this girl. She went to Ohio University. I said, the odds of us meeting during a global pandemic are slim to none. I said, you can follow me on Instagram if you want. And she never got back to me. So I don't think it's going to work out, but there's still holding out hope.
Well, Frank,
Phrase it better.
I went and met a girl from Fairmont off a dating app the other day. So I mean, it can happen.
And the mask is going up. I'm wearing the mask.
No,
the mask is going up.
Get this,
Tyler
right?
Bro is a vector of disease.
She actually had a COVID test the day before I came up because she is a nurse, so she has to get them consistently.
Oh, okay.
So I knew she was clean
Until you got there.
until I got there and probably spread it. Yeah, that would be bad.
I almost changed my mind about how I felt about that because I thought she maybe got a COVID test because she was super rich, and then you were about to just, luck into like a ton of money.
No,
I mean, we might as well
opposite.
just name the girl. Like, we might as well call her out by name at this point.
What's her home address, bro?
She goes
Well, you want her social and her birthday also?
You put this stuff on the dating apps nowadays?
Yeah. You got to check your credit scores too.
Some crazy guys gonna be like,
Frank has listeners in like Ireland
So
right now that are
he's gonna
buying.
go-
Dude,
he's
I
gonna
do
go?
have listeners in Ireland. The most listeners I get, half my family lives in Spain, but the most listeners I get are in Ireland. I have like 50 downloads from Ireland. So they don't say top of the morning to you. That's a common misconception. I don't know what they say. Just hello,
Hey.
hey, how are ya?
Well, Frank, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up,
Would
guys?
would you slide in the girls' DMs?
Well, it depends. You got to give me a little bit about the girl. One, and,
I mean, would you
and what
slide
app?
in?
What app am I on?
We can call it I don't know, like Twitter or Instagram.
Twitter or
right?
Instagram,
and
yeah.
And it's like the most ideal situation for someone that you would want to slide in their DMs. But do you ever actually like pull the trigger?
I mean, I've messaged girls on Twitter and Instagram before. I think we all have, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe I want the old school type of thing where I want to meet somebody in person. I know the internet is great because you get to find people that you never would have before. But like, it's not like the olden times where if you just didn't like your life, you could just leave your wife and just move over a mountain and just start
And
over
be gone forever.
and just start over. But yeah, I mean, what do you want? Like my pickup lines or like what I'm gonna say?
No. Just like
I would like to know.
Dude, Mary Kate, bro. Shut up, dude. What, Tyler?
I was just saying that if you slide in a girl's DMs, that's no different than a dating app, in my opinion. It's just somebody on the internet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but there's something scandalous almost about a dating app.
That is kind of true. Yeah.
The dating app is kind of like, are you just here for, just to hook up or like?
It's very hacky also to talk about dating apps, and we're just going right into it, man. It does not matter.
I don't even use them, so like I have no dog in the race.
I'm not the Olsen twins.
Grant is just stuck.
Grant is just. If anyone seen?
I'm not gonna be bullied this whole time.
If anyone has seen Bad News Bears, Grant is Lupus from Bad News
Not
Bears.
Lupus either.
Hooper, maybe?
Hooper.
The kid in the wheelchair?
I know who he is.
Yeah.
Hooper. Hooper.
Hey, Hopper.
Yeah, I'm here.
Mom says I have cancer of the eye.
Yeah, I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
We'll bleep that out. We watch so many movies. We're currently recording in a basement because we're all 24-year-old men and incels.
And I live in a basement.
Okay, Gabe, that comment hurts because I get comments from 13-year-old kids every day that say, shut up, incel. And I don't even think they know what that word means, to be honest with you. I think they just say it because right now, if we're being honest, being an activist is considered trendy. It's considered hip and it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
kind of a shame.
It is. It kind of like co-opts the movement, sort of, so to speak, because people start hopping on trains for clout instead of just genuinely caring about whatever the issue is.
Right. I mean, well, you'll have that whenever you have 13-year-olds that are just fine. I'm noticing like a lot of these kids probably are in a lot of friend groups and they're probably just trying to latch onto something and they feel like they're a part of a bigger a group and serve a purpose whenever they join these coalitions or whatever. They don't even know what it really stands for, what it means. They just say it because they think it's trendy and it gets them likes and retweets and follows and stuff like that.
Exactly. And then, 2-3 weeks later, whenever that's not, popping anymore, they're just on to the next one.
Right.
Oh, what's the next thing I should be involved in? And
what's the next thing I should be mad about? Oh,
yeah.
And I think we all went through something pretty similar to that. I mean, not exactly.
What
with,
I
with
mean,
the,
we didn't
with
get-
the technology that we have today.
We
at
didn't
least.
get Twitter and stuff when
We
we
were
like
close.
9.
But yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like people under like probably 18 probably shouldn't be allowed to have social media accounts.
yeah, I mean, people over the age of 75 shouldn't be allowed to drive cars either. So
They should have to take a test at the very least.
I'm honestly with that. I mean, we weren't allowed to drive for the first 15 years of our life, so why should we be allowed to drive for the last 15?
Yeah, that's a really good argument, actually. I'm persuaded. I think we should start discriminating more against old people.
whoa, would you let Granny drive?
No, she wouldn't even offer. She knows. She's like, it is not a good time for me to
Down
drive.
with old people.
It hasn't been a good time for me to drive for like 10 years. Like she knows.
She knows.
Yeah, she has no disillusions about it at all.
Gabe's grandmother is a sweetheart, but Gabe's grandmother has been caught up in stories that she doesn't even realize that she's been caught up in because Gabe, if we're being honest, if he's going to be late to his own funeral. I mean,
Yeah.
there was one time, I'll never forget this. I was in high school and it was like, soccer, we're just kids playing around, going to kick some soccer balls somewhere. And Gabe's like, yeah, I'll be at my grandma's house in 15 minutes. An hour and a half go by. I'm still sitting in Gabe's grandma's driveway. She probably thinks I'm casing the place, getting ready to just swoop in and take all of her life savings.
She has been robbed before, so she could actually maybe have thought that.
He was late to every day in elementary school as well. It started at an early age.
What was it like going
Runs in
to
my
you,
blood.
It runs in his blood.
Tyler? Where did you go to elementary school at?
Oh, so I started out at Blennerhassett, repping the South Side.
Yeah,
He went to BYU.
No,
But
well,
then,
yeah, he's the Mormon
then
one.
I was in Columbus for
elementary
3
Oh
years.
yeah. I remember that. You didn't go. I thought you went to North Christian.
No, I
So
wasn't
these
one
two
of them
dudes went to
Christian
North
boys.
Christian, and I'm very curious. What was it like to go to a school like that at a very young? They didn't make you wear uniforms or anything, did they?
No, sir. It was a definitely different experience than most
We just
people
had to
like you
read from
and
the Bible.
Tyler would have had. Yeah, but we had like a class about Bible and
Yeah, but all you kids thought you
Everything
were
was-
so
we had a
cool.
cha-
All you
we had
kids
a
thought you were
chapel.
high and mighty
we
and
went
stuff.
to chapel every week on Friday and we
had a-
worshiped the Lord.
Worship to the Lord. We had to all do mock crucifixions.
Oh my god, that's
That was the
brutal.
That was our fifth grade.
And there was one year it actually caught some heat for the local newspaper.
I'm just thinking, you guys crucifying some kid from your class. All right, Timmy, you scored the lowest on the test. I don't know which one it would be.
Oh, dude, reading from the Bible at the age of like when you can't read really, and you're trying to read books that are written for like first graders or whatever, but then you have to go read from the Bible, and it is not written for someone that can't read to be able to read it. So you have people like mispronouncing all the words. I don't even know how many times when they were talking about the Niger River, dude. So many N-bombs got dropped in elementary school.
Okay, guy. So what we're gonna do is
we were like,
we're gonna transition.
I don't remember any of that.
You don't remember that?
No, dude.
Gabe, I think you went to the wrong Bible readings. I definitely don't think that was a thing. Popcorn reading, however, was a thing. I can only imagine getting called on popcorn reading. Okay, you're gonna read Leviticus 2:10, Gabriel. Go ahead.
Yeah, I distinctly remember someone that I'm not gonna say their name. I'll tell you guys later. But they dropped a couple hard N-bombs. Like,
what are we? Well, what?
I don't ever remember this much
let's
racism
avoid the N-bombs.
within my classmates at North Christian School. I do remember.
I'm just saying it's problematic to make children who can't read try to read the Bible.
I do remember we all liked Green Day, the band Green Day, at one point. And
Green
they
Day sucks.
Okay, well, listen, they banned
Put some
not
respect.
only the music of Green Day. They banned it at our school. They also
Yeah.
banned the words Green Day.
Yeah, we
So like you weren't even allowed to say it.
Yeah.
It was like the principals walk by and you go green. Oh,
They banned like any talk about RuneScape because we all hacked each other, in quotes, hacked each other. We just like knew each other's passwords and would like tell each other and piss each other off really bad. Like,
We like log into someone else's account and sell all their shit.
yeah, your other friend would come up and he'd be like, "Yeah, so and so," and I was like, "Well, that's weird because you're the only person that knew my password."
so did you guys probably weren't allowed to talk about Harry Potter either?
My parents did not let me consume Harry Potter.
There was a lot of people.
Or okay, my parents didn't let me consume Rugrats. They didn't let me.
Really?
They didn't let me because Angelica was mean to the babies.
Well, she was mean, so.
And I mean that's not.
It's not unlike.
whatever.
It's not unlike
They
real
didn't
life.
let
We have a ring of pedophiles right
any
here.
of the anime monsters, the Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. That was all.
Rugrats
That took a
starring
long-
Ghislaine
took a long
Maxwell.
time. Yeah, Angelica's mean. In the old.
Angelica's mom was stone cold,
Sexy,
bro.
man.
Sexy. What cartoon character did you think was the most hot, bro?
She's probably up there as far as cartoon.
It's
myths
Lola
go.
Bunny for me. It's a Lola Bunny for me.
That's interesting.
I mean, she's hot, bro.
Do you like?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah,
Seems like
No, I mean,
might
this
be-
isn't like a therapy type of thing. It's
Are you
just
fascinated with animals?
No, it's a statement
Like,
of fact.
Fascinated.
No,
with
just a
animals?
statement of fact.
Like, do they fascinate you?
No. Animals don't rev my engine. It's just a statement of fact, fellas. I mean,
Yeah.
Lola Bunny, she was hot.
She was a bunny,
I couldn't
and
get-
her name was
That's about
Lola.
all I have to say about
I
it. She was
could
a
not get past
cartoon
that.
rabbit. Yeah, I don't know.
I always thought she was Bugs's bunny.
Jessica
have-
Rabbit. Jessica Rabbit was hot. That was a person.
Okay, so it seems like you.
no,
have
that was a person, bro.
clear fixation on rabbits.
Frank, what happened with these rabbits growing up?
Bro, I mean Jessica Rabbit. I mean that
Was
was
there a time where
that was a real woman.
did a rabbit come and give you a little nibble?
No nibbling.
Frank's got 40 rabbits in his garage right now.
There was no
Oh,
nibbling.
my babies.
Okay, Crystalia.
Oh, dude, it is pretty ironic that he's called his fans true babies. I mean,
It
that's
is
pretty
ironic.
ironic.
Not a good look.
I don't know if it's ironic or just
What's ironic is his joke on his new stand-up about him not knowing how old kids are because he's not a creep. And he blatantly said that in the beginning. of it.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
Dude,
like,
you know what
he was like, you know why I don't know? I can never tell how old kids are because I'm not a fucking creep.
Wow,
Dude,
you
It
know
wasn't.
that-
It wasn't quite
I'm
as
gonna,
funny.
I'm
as
gonna
the
let you
first
guys know
time.
something. I made it through about 10 minutes of that special before I turned it off. I just couldn't. It just.
I made it through the first time and I laughed, and then
I didn't even watch it.
I made it like 10
Didn't
minutes
even
in.
watch it.
I
thought
watched it.
It was very new. Whenever
I
you
watched
got-
it right after I watched like Segura's and like Kreischer's
those are so good.
because they were talking about how there was like an inside joke and they each told like part of a joke in
Oh,
their
that's pretty
special.
cool.
And then when you watch all three, they were like they had something online about like people trying to pick it out. So I was like, oh, that'd be sick if you could figure out what this joke was.
Do you think it was a
And-
marketing ploy to get people to watch their special?
I mean, it totally could have been a marketing ploy, but they did seem like they were genuine when they were saying like there is a joke. but no one has guessed it yet. Like no one has said what it is yet. So I was trying to watch D'Elia's special because I guess you have to watch them in order, like in order.
It's like Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to watch D'Elia's and I made it through about 10 minutes, and then I was just like, this isn't that good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We watched. I mean, we're in Grant's home, and we watched that 30-minute Chris D'Elia Comedy Central special, or whatever. When he's like, "Your turn," and he tells the joke about the shooting a deer or whatever, going hunting.
That's what he said. That's what he said. The deer, the sound.
No, it was, "Oh, you shot me."
Oh yeah. That's what he does. I forgot the joke.
We did. I mean, Grant's house was the mecca of hanging out. We loved to hang out at Grant's house. Our parents, for some reason, like thought we were just like writing, I don't know, Unabomber manifestos down here. I mean, they didn't.
Yeah, a lot of.
Everybody's pretty uncomfortable with us hanging out in the basement.
Oh, my parents never asked questions. They said,
My parents were just upstairs, and they were like, okay.
I'm home pretty much all the time.
I was allowed to go in the back door. That's my favorite part.
The only thing that we did.
Oh, really?
The only thing that we did that I remember vividly being somewhat problematic in this basement, we would turn on Saved by the Bell. Turn the sound all the way down and do voiceovers for the characters.
We wrote our own show.
It was
and I kicked one of my best friends in the face.
That's
one of the most legendary.
Let's just tell stories. Let's just get right into the stories. I mean, Grant wore 2 wife beaters like he was in Jersey Shore, and he just teep kicked this kid right in the nose.
I mean, it really was like a perfect like Grant was sitting on a couch.
It was Grant's birthday, right?
Yeah. How old were you? Like 14, 15?
Did we go bowling before this? I remember the bowling birthday.
It was either 13 or 14.
Yeah, we were pretty young, and we were in the basement, and there's a couch and there's a recliner like at the end of the couch. And our friend Alex was sitting in the recliner, and I was sitting in the floor, so I had like a front row seat to this altercation. And Grant was on the end of the couch, and I really don't remember. I think Alex was just talking. He just wouldn't stop talking.
He was trying to run the show or something.
Yeah.
And it was my birthday party.
Yeah.
At my house, and I was not going to let him run the show.
But he was not being aggressive.
No, I'm not really. He told me, I think he said, "Shut the fuck up," or something to me. Shut the up. And I just looked at him for probably 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think everyone was watching.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
I just gave him a little foot slap to the cheek. And then
the bottom of your foot.
It seemed like the TV just turned off immediately. Lights came on. Everybody stood up.
It was like, whoa. Oh, well, we all thought we were breaking up a big brawl.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, bro.
He wanted to hit me.
But he said no. What?
He did it. What was cool. He just was like, nah. Like, he just got up. And
he left. He like went outside for a while.
I had to go walk outside with him.
Oh, he flapped the leather jacket. No, but I vividly remember having videos. We were over by the pool table or whatever, and just him being like, "I get to hit you 2 times because you kicked me."
He was trying to bargain with me about how many times he was supposed to.
No, I get to hit you twice, and you're like, "Oh, well, in the chest or like in the arm."
And I was like, "I don't think so, man. Like, I think
you kicked me in the face. I get to hit you 2 times."
And then it was real tense, and our friend Sam Boso, he says, "Battle Royale." And then everyone laughed. But he was still pretty mad for about an hour.
And then it kind of de-escalated the whole situation.
Yeah, we were all standing around waiting for something to happen, and Sam just says, "Battle Royale."
Moving along from that, Grant's basement was the laboratory for a lot of weird ideas.
It was like home base, kind of.
Yeah, I guess you could say it was home base. Grant's favorite snack was hot. What'd you say it was? Hot Cheeto dip or something like that?
Oh, that was Doritos, and it was the Frito brand jalapeno cheddar dip.
Yeah, no, and we felt like garbage after eating that, but it was good. Yeah.
I tried to eat them. I tried to eat it in college a few times. It's heartburn.
No, yeah, like that's heartburn city. The older you get, heartburn is. I feel like Tyler's a heartburn guy.
I'm not a heartburn guy.
Gabe,
I'm a heartburn guy.
Yeah,
sometimes.
No, that makes sense.
Every now and then, not like debilitating where I eat it and I literally just go lay in bed for like 6 hours. But
I hear stories of that and it scares me.
Food doesn't give me heartburn. It's just pretty much beer.
Yeah,
like alcohol will get me sometimes, or if I
food
drink
plus alcohol is a really good heartburn combination.
Something with a lot of tomato sauce every now and then. Like if I eat like a really like a really saucy spaghetti or something every now and then, it'll kind kind of get me.
This might be weird, but sometimes I feel like vapes. I can kind of feel on my chest a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably.
they're probably not.
I think that's just lung cancer.
Oh. Is that what that is? I was writing off his heartburn.
Well, I mean, don't do like me and just start WebMD and everything, dude. In the past,
Oh yeah, you have cancer every time.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you check that thing.
2 weeks to live.
man.
Sorry.
It's literally worst case scenario.
I have beaten multiple
Go to the
types of
doctor if you
cancer.
feel like you need to go to the doctor. The worst is for STDs, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I can't imagine how horrifying that would be.
Yeah, I mean, just like.
I've never WebMD'd.
Well,
It's like,
what-
you have
it-
razor
everything
burn.
about
Oh,
that is
it's falling
It's
off.
full on HIV or like nothing bad at all.
I have a pimple because I have razor burn because I used a cheap razor. Oh, well, you better kiss it goodbye. It is gone.
Go get it
Luckily, I
amputated.
never went any further than the WebMDs.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you don't even need to go get actually tested. Just look it up on WebMD and then just be like, hey, you know what? You're good. Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
You're so scared that you just stay in your room for 3 days and then the razor burn goes away or whatever the small problem was. The drip, as they might call it.
Well, I don't think that's the same thing, dude.
Is it not?
I've never heard that one.
The drip.
The drip, I believe, is a slang. Do you remember the football player that?
Yeah, we
had
don't.
the-
We don't have to talk about that one.
Well, we clapped for him.
We
On
clapped
his way by,
by
to
him.
practice.
Yeah, Grant and I would be playing middle school tennis, and he'd be walking on his way to high school football practice, and we just start giving him a standing ovation. But I don't know if he thought we were talking about his football ability or his STD.
It's an STI, I believe now.
Oh,
STI, they changed the terminology.
oh, just like you're not allowed to say disabled list in Major League Baseball because disabled people are mad about it.
Exactly like
Hey,
that.
you can't be making any enemies out here, Frank.
I'm
Wait,
kidding. I don't care.
I never heard about this controversy.
It's called
Get
it's
fed
called
what did they-
fed to the
Injured
worms,
reserve
Frank.
now.
What did they
no,
change it
it's
to?
called the IL. It's called the injured list.
Injured list.
But it's
I don't
wild
know
because
why
you can
they
go
wouldn't.
on it if your wife's pregnant. You can go on it.
okay.
Well, I think that might be the bereavement list. Maybe that's when your dad dies. One of the two.
Bereavement's when somebody dies.
Okay, my bad. That's on me. One thing I definitely want to talk about. Grant and I specifically, maybe you two, Tyler. Do they do Mormon youth camps? Did you go to a Mormon youth camp?
Oh, they got these short ones that are like 3 days long.
I need to hear everything about it.
And then they've got these longer ones called EFY. It's like a week or 10 days long.
Yeah.
That's the intense one.
That's when they're full on like electrotherapy trying to convert kids.
yeah. They tie you down and they say, repeat the Bible in reverse. And that's the hard one. That's
It's like
the hard
it's
part.
like a religious sobriety
They
test.
Yeah.
hold a gun to your head.
That's when they give you that. That's when they give you the hat, and you have to look through it and read the scriptures.
Nah, so
They
realistically,
put a gun to your head.
the only one I ever went to.
Read the Bible in reverse now.
I don't know. I don't.
Tell me about the camps.
The only I went to one. I don't think you're gonna get the information you want. I went to one, and it was like every other church camp. You hung out like half the time was with like the kids your age of your same gender, then the other half was like the kids of your same age, but mixed genders. Then they'd have events and stuff at night. Then we had a big dance. There was a dance the last night.
They let y'all dance?
Oh, they let you. No,
I believe you told me about this.
you couldn't show your ankles. It's like Amish country. You can't show your ankles.
Wow.
No, not really. Not really.
Oh, yeah, you totally got it.
So
But
there was no ass hanging out. or
no,
anything.
but
This isn't like elite middle school dances.
no.
No. Or boondoggle.
But this is like this is like ages 8th grade through 12th grade. So I mean, you got like a little mix, and you got some people who
Yeah, these kids are starting to experiment.
yeah. So I just remember that was where I had my first dance. I learned how to dance with a girl.
Do you remember her name?
Oh yeah, her name was Kristen. She was from Warren.
Oh, Ohio? Gross.
You keep doxing every girl you talk about.
I don't think saying someone's first name.
Yeah, I met this girl,
Doxed.
Beverly, from Fairmont.
Consider her doxed.
We can redact that.
Redact. Grant and I
Just go away.
Grant and I went to well, your friend had a different name for it. I'm not going to reveal the actual name for it, but Grant, what was the name that your friend called it?
He called it Camp Clown.
Camp Clown. I thought you were talking about Boy Scout camp at first, Camp Catawba, but it was Camp Clown. And one time, I saved this story for the podcast because we burned so much material before the podcast started. Literally, we burned an hour of material. And Grant, I wanted to tell you something. At Camp Clown, you kissed a girl at the rock climbing wall and I peeked under the rock climbing wall to see you kiss this girl. And she turned and she saw me, and she ran over and she kicked the rubber tire pellets right in my eye socket.
I remember this, actually.
And they stopped the basketball game that was going on. And the counselors sprinted over to me. And I had one carry my right arm, one carry my left arm. And they carried me to the nurse's station like I was Dan Marino when he blew his ACL out in 93. And I watched treatment. And they asked who did it. And I said, I don't know. I got it kicked on my eye. I couldn't see who did it. And I didn't snitch on you and that girl kicking rubber pellets on my eyeballs.
I think I suppressed the memory of all of the after. Well, the after part of it. And I was pretty much focused on the kiss itself at church camp. Absolutely. Kissing at church camp.
Oh, there's nothing better.
Satan was rising through me, man.
I didn't kiss a single girl at church camp because I went for the church. And
for the Lord.
Ultimate
I
Frisbee.
also went for the church, but I always seemed to meet a girl.
I remember,
and end up putting my lips upon her at some point.
Wild stuff always happened to me at church camp, bro. I remember this one kid named
Everyone's
named Draven.
Oh,
his name was
You ruin everything, Draven.
His name was Draven, bro. I'm sure he's a sweet kid, but he
probably not.
He weighed.
He was nice.
He was like a Mack truck for a kid, and I'll never forget. This was like a camp hide and go seek. No, not hide and seek, scavenger hunt. And they're at this area where it's like a private area where you have church, and there's a big rock on top of the cross. And this kid is sprawled out on top of the rock, like a dead man, and he's having like a mega asthma attack, or he's just like he can't breathe because he hasn't worked out ever in his life. And this kid was a compulsive liar too. He told me he met all these WWE superstars, and I was macking on this. The hottest girl of the whole camp.
See,
she liked me. The hottest girl of the whole camp. She liked me. She wanted me to hang out with her, and I just said, no, come over here and hang out with him, because he knew all these WWE guys, but he didn't. He said Johnny Nitro's kid name was Nos. Johnny Nitro didn't have a kid, and I can't believe I'm remembering this stuff. And so he's sprawled out on top of this rock, and my counselor, who was a Navy drill instructor, he comes up. He's a Franklin, go get help. and I run and go get help. And my only reward for saving a young boy's life was, and the medical staff walked to him. I said, there's a kid having an asthma attack in this area. And they said, okay.
God will get him.
Yeah, God will get him. And the only thing I got my name called at lunch the next day. And they said, Franklin, come up here and get your free Twinkie. I got a free Twinkie for saving a young boy's life. So you're welcome, Draven. I saved your life. You're a compulsive liar. You didn't know Carlito. And I didn't get a Mac on the hottest girl of the whole camp. Thanks, Draven.
I also got my only fight ever at church camp. It seemed that most things I did at church camp
were not very
godly. Not very church-oriented. But I decked a kid named Marshall.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was being inappropriate or something. And then everyone called me a hero, but I got in trouble.
A hero?
A hero?
Oh, wait. I think I remember this. Some kid, he was in my cabin.
He was kind of an ass.
He was in my cabin. And he was causing a ruckus.
Didn't he get, actually, this same kid, I believe, got a broomstick shoved in a part of.
In an orifice of his body.
Yeah,
that isn't welcome.
No, you don't want a broomstick up there.
I don't want a broomstick in my ear,
Most people don't
yeah,
want
no,
that
ear,
there.
yes.
There was a lot of, like, very controversial things that would happen. Like, one of my friends was inappropriate during the Foursquare tournament.
He was inappropriate during the Foursquare tournament?
Well, he really, there was a disabled kid. Nick, his name is Nick. My friend.
Yeah, we're just going to out him. We're doxing everybody.
No, he don't care.
Yeah, don't forget that, Draven. You didn't know John Cena.
Anyway, Nick...
you were from Charleston, West Virginia.
Nick had a good spike on the Foursquare court, I suppose, and he kind of how Kevin Garnett would, like, do... Like, he would, like, when Kevin Garnett would dunk a ball, and then, like, it would be, like, a really good dunk at, like, a really good time of the game. He's right in his face. But he wasn't doing it disrespectfully, but I believe Seth and Nick all got, like, taken away at night. We got taken away at night,
federal
dude.
Police.
No, like some of the counselors, like, grabbed us,
put sacks over our heads.
They were, come here, and then they were like, "Y'all want to go home right now?" They were like, Because we'll send you home right now. We'll have your parents meet. We'll call your parents and we'll have them meet you on the county line or something like that.
Did you go to the Holes camp?
That's what it seemed like, dude. It seemed like we were in big trouble.
What was your punishment, Jeff?
Go ahead, go run. See how far you get.
They don't really. They
Read
can't really.
Bible
They
verses
can't really.
the rest of the time?
No, they can't really punish you at church camp
They-
because I paid money to go there, and if they're gonna freaking lock me up the whole time, I'd much rather just go.
I remember
But that luckily didn't happen.
church camp was wild, Grant. I remember we should have just done a whole episode about this because I remember I took a hip hop dance class there.
Oh my gosh, I have so many memories that are just now coming back from church camp.
And-
Maybe we can do that sometime.
And this one girl, this is probably the last story I'll tell about unless you have any, but there's this one girl, she was like the dance instructor. She was a high school or college kid or whatever, and she taught us this. I'd say there was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd say at least 8 steps in this entire dance. So it's like, it wasn't a very big dance, but it was a little one, okay? And we performed it really quickly just for the class. And then it's the halftime show at the Foursquare tournament. And they turn the song on that we danced to all class. And this girl gets out there and does the same 8 steps for 4 minutes. It's the same length of the song, bro. And we are a minute and a half into this, and I just start getting secondhand embarrassment for this girl, man.
Oh my god! I worked at a church camp one time, and
They let you work at a church camp?
Yeah,
You
I thought you were
heathen.
being your kids.
I would say 200 yards away from a school. No,
He
I,
peed next to it. He's not
yeah,
like a,
I was,
he's not
I
like
peed.
a.
I was drunk. Yeah, so I worked at this church camp, and we had a kid legitimately run away into the woods, and it took us like probably 4 hours to find him.
What was he doing when you found him?
He was literally just sitting on a log. I don't know, dude. He was in the woods for like 4 hours by
Oh,
himself.
bro, I remember when you worked at this church camp. You came back to our hometown, and you just kept bringing people from foreign lands. You showed up with a kid
Yeah.
from Ireland.
Yeah, there at the church camp there was like 20% of the staff probably was from America, and the rest of people would get sent to that camp from like whatever country they were from through some like third party organization that fills positions at summer camps. And from like for foreign people basically.
I remember, I'll never forget one time, I was hanging out at it was a going away party for a foreign exchange student. So I was there, but you were at a different home with this kid. And I show up, and this kid has stolen the alcohol out of the house. And he goes, "This is what you Americans drink. I mean, this is nothing. I mean, I'm from Scotland. This is nothing to me." And like, I'll never forget that kid. That kid was just.
Oh yeah, his name was David. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just out everybody.
I could say his last name if you want.
No, we're good. I mean, we're good.
We're already there.
I met one kid from Scotland on a cruise. He didn't know you had to reapply sunscreen.
Oh.
And so he fell asleep on the deck the very first day and got sun poisoning.
Oh, never saw him again.
Nah, I saw him again in a wheelchair the next 6 days.
I'm in a wheelchair.
Unrelated, but I figured,
Hey, Hopper.
that's my Scotland guy.
Hooper.
Gabe, you always have an interesting story for us, and today you had to go get a massage, and apparently there were some gentlemen that were saying they were just spreading propaganda essentially in the waiting room of this massage parlor. You went to an Asian massage parlor, is that correct?
Yes, no happy ending, unfortunately, and I tried, but
God, man. Jesus Christ. All right, so today's guest is Bob Kraft. And
Chris Hansen comes in.
dude,
No,
do you ever hear about how that show ended?
No.
You don't know how the show ended?
I mean, I just
So-
figured it went off the air after like 50 years. I figured he probably died or something.
No. Chris Hansen is still
He's
very
not
much
that old.
Chris Hansen is very much alive. So they caught a politician that was going to meet a kid, and the politician ran away, and he either ran to his house or a nearby house, ran into the closet, put a gun in his mouth, and ended it.
Oh.
And they stopped. They never showed that episode. They stopped production.
They should have showed that episode, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean, the entire government. I mean, there's a pedophile ring of celebrities. Anyways, Gabe, tell me about this massage parlor.
Kevin Spacey is running it. I'm joking.
Maxwell.
So yeah, in the parlor, it wasn't really a massage parlor. It was like a place that does chiropractic stuff and also massages. But yeah, so
It's like a car wash that also washes your pet.
yeah, and so the massage was over, and I was just kind of like chilling in the little room, waiting to leave, and I heard some people in the next room, and somebody went in and asked them. I mean, they didn't like go in the room just to ask them this. They were in the room doing something for whatever their appointment was for. But somebody asked, how they felt that Trump was doing right now, and they just responded like, "I think he's doing pretty great." And then that was like the length of the explanation of what everybody thought was everybody thought was happening. But they all seem to agree like a lot. I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me how anybody could say that Trump or pretty much any president for the last, like, I don't know, 50 years.
I mean,
probably since JFK got whacked.
You are absolutely crazy pants if you think one man in one office controls everything.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like, I mean, they basically all have just been printing money, and that's not good for anybody. And they just print all this money, and they're all like beholden to these special interest groups, and then they make everybody in the public disagree about like gun rights. Or
now Gabe's turned on. Let's go.
Yeah, they just make everybody disagree about some like random issue. But then when it comes to big things like, are we gonna go invade this country and kill a shitload of people? Both parties are like, hell yeah, we are. So it's like,
we need something to unite the country. Let's go to war.
Yeah, it's basically that. And then
whose resources do we need?
I think we should go to war with China. I mean, I think we should. Other than the fact with the amount of people they have, they'd probably decimate us.
They would just overrun the levy, and we wouldn't be able to.
They would dominate us.
They'd be like World War Z when all those zombies
hopping
are just,
over the wall. Yeah, they would McDonald's us to death like we did to the Germans. But the thing is, it's like, I saw on the news yesterday. I watched the NBC Nightly News. They just deliver facts. Lester Holt gets out there and delivers facts. He's not like, he doesn't give an opinion, and that's fine. And they just kept reiterating the fact that these Chinese hackers hacked into American technology that are trying to find a cure for coronavirus. They just kept saying it. 2 Chinese hackers who are affiliated with the Chinese government. They are Chinese hackers. They just kept saying that. And I was like, oh, okay, we get it. You could have led with that. And they did, but they just kept reiterating it. So it's almost like they want to create a divide with China. I mean, President Trump has gone back to starting calling it the China virus again. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe there's something there.
I mean, okay, so we've been getting like not great trade deals that have happened over the, like, not just in like Trump or Obama's presidency, but for like a long time, we've been not making great trade deals. And it sort of has led to the point where like China kind of has us by the balls on a lot of certain issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't actually know if Trump cares about any of these issues, but he takes up the party's side sort of on a lot of the things, I feel like. And a lot of his base like probably wanted him to be tough on China.
And a lot of his base, whenever they don't want to be like outed as a big fan, will just say, his mouth gets him in trouble. If you just watch his mouth.
Yeah. A lot of people default back to like, well, I mean, I don't really agree with everything he says, but like all the other stuff. And to me, it's just like, yeah, but you're the face of our government. Like, your whole job is basically to be a mouthpiece for our government, So like when you say something insane, people from other countries especially see that and they're like, yeah, this guy's out of his mind. Like, people in other countries said the same stuff about Reagan when he was talking about like being tough on Russia and stuff.
The way I see it is he's just...
Tyler, give us a Mormon's perspective.
Yeah. I don't think I can give a good Mormon's perspective. I don't think
you drink Mountain Dew.
I don't think
Sierra Mist, bro.
You can't hardly call me a Mormon. Let's be honest.
I'll never forget. Tyler told me this one thing in 2012. He said BYU will win a national championship in our lifetime. I have it in my brain. You remember that? You remember that?
In what?
Football, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was football, but I might have left it open-ended enough for any
drinking
sport.
decaf.
I'll allow open. I'll allow open.
Believe it or not, you can fact check me. The most successful women's hip hop dance crew, BYU Cougars.
Hey,
be real.
I mean, they're good.
They're the sexiest too.
Oh well, I don't know about that, but
I think
USC has got to have fire. I mean,
USC's got to have fire.
No, it's the Cougars. Sorry.
I don't know, dude. Washington State has an amazing women's soccer team. I didn't know.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. You said something about a women's hip hop dance team.
We're talking about this.
So all women look the same, Gabe?
Oh my god! I thought of this video that I saw the other day that ESPN posted of some Washington State Cougars game where this girl just like broke somebody's ankles.
No, women's sports is great. I love watching women's soccer. I'm a gambling addict, so I gamble on women's or NWNBA all the time. Well, shout out to Las Vegas Aces. They're going to win the championship this year.
If there
Is
is
that
a
a lock?
championship.
Let's more to lock. Book it to the moon. Also, the New York Liberty are going to cover a lot more games than you think they will. They're a bad team, but they have a couple stars, young stars. They're going to cover a lot more games than you think. Take that to the bank. Frankie Four Eyes told you.
I'm putting $10,000 down on them.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna bet my 401k. I'm gonna put that on.
Go ahead, dude. I don't know why you're not in a
You
Roth
don't-
IRA.
You do not have a job.
What? Why would you be in a Roth IRA, Frank?
Roth
You're talking-
IRAs are way better than 401ks.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, guy.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking?
401ks. I just. Read
I mean,
a
if
whole
they're
article
going to
the
do
other
a
day.
company match, if they're going to do a company match.
If they match 100%,
Wait,
that's the
so-
only time it's worth it.
So let me make sure I'm right. The Roth is post-tax savings, right?
I honestly don't know how it all works, dude. It's all financial.
Well, you can't
bullshit.
be telling me how it's.
I
one
read an
way or
article
another.
from Bloomberg the
Oh,
other day
wow.
that explained why the 401k was bad because all these like interest rates or something changed.
Well,
And
so
I don't
here's
know.
what
It doesn't
I'm
make any
saying.
sense to me.
I'm going to tell you what I'm just going to tell you right now. Whatever you say, I'm going to believe because you look like a sexy Abe Lincoln in your little outfit right now, and you're the most successful out of all of us. I'm just going to believe what you're going to say.
So I don't look like a sexy Abe Lincoln in this outfit because I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
No.
Besides the point,
You kind of do.
I do look like whatever.
Look a little like Abe Lincoln.
So when I was looking at my savings, right, because I started this new job, there's I had the 401k option and I had the Roth IRA. If I remember correctly, the Roth came. It was all your savings were post-tax, so they were taxed before they went into your savings account, but then you never got taxed afterwards.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think that's why it's better because the rates changed on the 401k and like all how the interest builds up over the years. And so basically it's better to pay the taxes before they go into the Roth and then just let them build because the Roth's interest rates on your shit that grows is like not as volatile as a 401k right now.
I think that the way I see it is I would rather have a lower take-home pay right now and be able to invest independently. But the issue, right,
Dude, the
is
stock market's fake, bro.
but the issue,
What
right?
do you mean it's fake? I mean, it's very
Okay.
much real.
No, the stock. Okay, hold on.
Very-
the stock
very
market.
fake.
Listen, think
It's
about
very
this.
Fake.
How can like 40 million people right now be unemployed, and somehow the stock market is hitting all-time highs? What does that mean? That means the stock market is making money from somewhere, and they're not employing people, which means the government is printing a shitload of money and bailing out all these corporations, which is why all of their stocks are going through the roof
Dude.
right now because they just got a huge influx of cash to do whatever the hell they want with.
I don't think it's any more or less fake than it's ever been, though.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's always been. It's always been.
I
Fake.
think you just make your bets and hope for the best. Like right
We've been-
now, I've been doing pretty well with the stocks just because.
Yeah, dude, but it's gonna crash, dude. What do you mean? Who cares?
Well, whenever it crashes,
your 401k goes through the
that's
floor.
when you get back in and you can cash out. Whenever you know a stock's undervalued, particularly at any crash,
listen.
you can get right in whenever you know it's undervalued because it's always going to come back.
92% of the stocks available for purchase on the stock market are owned by 10% of people, which means that the other 8% that's available is being traded by 90% of people. So you're never going to be able to make them real money in the stock market the way
Well,
that these buffoons on Wall Street
Well,
are.
you say 10% of the people, but I feel like that really is just meaning.
Well, I mean,
mutual
it's not-
funds
not
and hedge
everybody
funds
is trading,
and different
obviously, like-
conglomerates. It's like these individual parties that are making all the money, they incorporate all of the money of thousands of people who are invested in them. They're paid to manage people's money, so it's not like there's
Kinda, yeah,
just
but
10% of
the
people.
point, it's not just, well, I mean, not everybody in the population is trading stocks, I guess, too. So like it's not 10% of whatever 338 million people we have or whatever, but I don't know, dude. It just doesn't seem to me that the stock market works for people like us the way that it works for billionaires.
I think it does. I mean, percentage gains are going to be the same top to bottom.
Yeah, but if you can only have, and if you have enough money in your life savings to buy like 10,000 shares or something, and there are people on Wall Street that are trading 400,000 shares of different shit a day, like you don't have the ability to engage in the stock market the way that they do.
Okay, so if you want a hot stock tip from Frankie Four Eyes, the New York Mets team total over wins for this season, 60-game season, it's 32.5. It's even money. If you don't think the New York Mets, with that pitching staff, is going to win 33 games, you are outside your mind. I mean, these two eggheads over here. I mean, we're playing Mad Money. And I just want to talk about, there's one thing I want to talk about. It's me and Mr. TB's turn to
Are
talk.
we doing Mad Money? Because I came back from the bathroom and it sounds like we're doing Mad Money.
We were doing Mad Money, but
You missed Mad Money.
I want to talk about the Knicks. No, I want to talk about Can we all be Knicks fans? Let's all be Knicks basketball fans.
Yeah, I love bad basketball.
Let's
I'm
do
not gonna lie,
it.
I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan.
No, you're not. You lived in Seattle.
Yeah, what about it, dude? They don't have
Supersonics!
teams anymore. Dude,
Sharks.
What about the
Sharks
Krakens?
lit?
Let's talk about the Kraken.
The Krakens? All right, that's a big
Kraken.
announcement.
It's Seattle Kraken.
It's Kraken?
It's Kraken.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
They're one of
'cause
four.
Kraken,
They're
it
one
is
of
Kraken.
4 NHL teams without an S at the end of their name. I read that on Reddit.
So are they just one combined Kraken?
Wait, no.
They're
Who's the other
I'm
three?
assuming they're going to just call them the Kraken.
Wait, no. Who's the other team? I really want to know.
What are the other three
The
teams?
Wild,
Oh.
the Avalanche,
Calgary, I think. What is
Calgary.
and the Calgary.
Flames.
Flames.
That's
They're the
Flames.
Flames.
Calgary
Flames.
Flame. But that's
Um,
an S. Yeah, what? I don't know
I
enough
can't
about
think of the
NHL.
other
Sabres,
one.
Stars, Penguins, Predators,
Blue
Panthers, Blue Jackets, Rangers, Islanders,
Blackhawks.
Jets, Canadians,
Lightning.
The
Is there a
Knights.
team
Lightning.
called
Lightning.
Yep,
That's
good-
what it
that's
is.
it,
Lightning,
Hell yeah,
Wild,
Gabe.
Lightning, Avalanche.
You get a star. You get a star.
Grant, I want to talk about Uncut Gems. Go.
It's a pretty good movie, Frank.
And that's it.
That's a good
No, Grant, I want to talk about Uncut Gems for the last 15 minutes of the show. Grant's my movie guy. He's a cinephile.
He's a pretty phenomenal. It was a pretty phenomenal performance. I think we can all agree it was surprising.
Films.
I
no,
think we were
well,
all
I'm
exci- I
cutting
think
that.
we- I
It
think
wasn't. It was not surprising.
I mean, it.
What? I was absolutely.
I wasn't shocked, but I was surprised at how good Adam Sandler could do it.
He's great.
Yeah, he's great, but I mean, I've only seen him being the same character mostly. You know.
I mean, I
Which
don't
is
know.
a- which is
yeah,
his-
I guess. I don't know. Some of his early films were like way
Oh,
different.
the
than,
'90s
like-
Adam Sandler's gold.
Yeah.
I was just more surprised at. I don't know. I was surprised at the whole movie
You guys.
because I didn't really know anything about it going in.
I didn't know anything about it either.
and it definitely kept me. It kept me the whole time, and it was all because. Of
So
his
so
performance,
me
for sure.
me as a gambler, loved it, hated it at the end. But we know,
It's because you're scared.
we know,
You don't want to get shot.
we know.
Spoiler.
There was no way he was just going to keep that money and play it safe. That man was going to take that $1 million, never pay his book, never pay his debt,
No.
and just keep moving.
Well, nothing good happened to him the whole movie, and I think at the
That
at the
side
end,
piece was pretty hot. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good thing.
besides his side piece, was his wife hot? I can't remember.
I think she was pretty average.
I bet you she was good in her prime.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't looking too hot either.
No,
What if she
I mean,
hears
he
this?
looked
What if
bad.
she
He
hears
looked
this?
like
Wait.
shit.
What if she hears this and she starts feeling bad about herself?
She's a celebrity.
We
so
love
I'm sure-
all women,
I got a
okay?
big heart. I
We're
got a
not.
big-
You're
I
not
got a
allowed
big-
to talk bad about women ever.
I got a big heart. I can't.
I got a big
I don't want
heart.
to hurt her feelings.
I got a big heart.
And I'm off track.
Did you like his character during that movie?
No, he
I
was.
thought
He
he
was a
killed
very,
him.
very
Howie.
dislikable character.
I was
Howie.
rooting
Yeah.
for
Okay,
him
hey.
the whole movie.
I wanted him
Hey.
to win, but I hated him.
Hey,
I hated him
KG,
and all the
KG.
decisions he made.
I went over.
Yo, KG.
I went over on KG rebounds, over KG points. Celtics win tip. Celtics win game. That's the dumbest bet I've ever heard.
That's my jewel.
This is how I win.
That's my jewel.
That's my new Twitter bio. This is how I win.
Dude, I got a hot take for you guys. Forrest
my-
Gump is the worst movie of all time.
You've said this for years. And,
For years. It is a horrible movie.
and now I have a bad taste in my mouth about it because every time I watch it, I think about how much you hate it.
It's so.
And I respect your opinion on a lot of things.
It is so bad.
But Tom Hanks.
I'm not saying Tom Hanks didn't give an incredible performance, but it's like after the first 30 minutes, I just wanted it to be over.
Well, I mean, Jenny was shooting up dope, you know? Shooting up dope. And, she then contracted AIDS, and I don't know, Forrest had it.
I've been seeing a lot of
Forrest had it.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff on
Like-
Twitter about like what actually happened with Jenny and him, and like I don't know.
She
I
died.
just hate it
She's
because I don't care.
We
about
know
any
she's
of
dead.
them. It's just such a bad movie. I can't say it
I
enough.
can't,
What's
I
bad,
can't believe
though?
you can say it's such a bad movie.
It's
Like,
not.
Yeah,
The
it's
worst movie.
an
no, it's a
emphasis
very,
on
very well-made movie.
like the room
Okay,
exists.
let me ask you this.
The room
Let me
exists.
let me ask you this.
I love that movie.
What is the point of that movie? Let me ask you
It's
that.
a story of triumph. That's it.
Thank
It's
you,
like
Tyler.
a fictional
That's
story
it.
of 90s culture. And
Night at the museum.
It's just so it's just like it's not even it's I understand
It's
fiction.
a story of love
but it's
and
just so
compassion and
corny.
triumph.
It's so
not.
corny.
it gives you a
corny.
ride through the.
It's corny now. It was not corny then. You know.
Did it win awards?
Yeah, it won like the Oscar.
What was
I'm
the
pretty
what
sure.
was the time span of the movie? I can't remember.
Like
40 hours. It
No,
was
no, no,
so
no, no.
long.
In the
No, not the
actual
runtime.
movie. And that's an exaggeration.
It started so okay.
Like 50s
So
or
he was
70s?
yes, it's
yeah,
around
okay,
50s.
that's what I thought.
40s maybe.
But it just gave you a ride through the late 1900s. I'm
No,
pretty
he
sure.
met Elvis. It starts when he meets Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
He shows Elvis how to dance. So
He shows his
basically,
bust
this
to the
man,
Right. That also
that-
didn't happen in reality. Go on.
Gabe, this
It's
is
a
fictional movie.
It's not supposed to be.
It's a
God,
bad movie.
dog it.
Okay, so when
Gabe,
you're watching Forrest
Armageddon.
Gump, are you
Armageddon. I want to say something. I got
Alright,
something to
alright.
say. Armageddon, Gabe. You're telling me Bruce Willis drilled to the center of the sun and saved the world?
No, but that's not like a.
That's a fictional movie. It's
not-
fictional.
it's not
depicting- I
Avatar.
never saw it.
Avatar is fake, Gabe. There's
Never
not
saw-
blue
Never
lizards
saw Avatar either.
flying around nimbly bimbly.
Yeah, but they're not depicting like history in Armageddon.
It's fake.
They weren't trying to say it was real either.
We know
Are
there
you-
wasn't a man who was mentally handicapped that won the Heisman Trophy. That would never happen. Okay.
I don't know.
I knew you were gonna say
There
something,
might have been
Tyler. I
one.
knew you were gonna say something.
It's kind of funny that he kept running.
It's
Can we be honest?
horrible. Like that's what it like what? That's like 15 minutes of the movie is him just running on like Route 66.
Well, you know what? You know what he did? He inspired people the whole way.
Yeah,
Oh my
he had a
God.
following. And
Oh my god. I can't even
And-
believe I have to I can't
listen,
believe
I
want to
know
I'm sweating.
the play-by-play of when you're watching this movie. Are you just sitting there like, this never happened?
We
Or
need
like-
we need a live game
Yeah, I wanna
watching
know, like,
Forrest
okay,
Gump.
so
No,
it
I would
starts.
I would rather watch
Do you hate the beginning, like where he's a kid?
He
a
said-
lot?
I hate-
You hate the beginning when he's a
Oh,
kid. A lot,
I hate
bet.
I hate it so
When
much.
they
Yeah,
almost
I
run him
bet,
down in
I
that
bet.
truck, that made me sad. I hate
Okay.
that truck.
He's running away from the truck
It's
and
so
the
sad.
the
How can you just like
braces-
be there mad about it?
the
Like,
braces just magically
You're
fall
mad
off
about
his
it?
legs.
Mad about him
Listen,
being
you know
disabled.
what would have
Can't
made
sit here.
You know what would have made me
like
happy?
yeah, don't sit. Yeah, don't let him sit there.
You know what would have made me
Seat's
happy?
taken.
When
Yeah,
he's
keep
running
that seat
when he's
taken.
running away from the truck, instead of the braces falling off, the truck just smashes into him. That would have made me happy.
It's a 12-minute movie.
I mean, no, you could have him recover.
Movie with a disabled kid getting hit by a truck. That
And
is
now
that's
an
an ideal
SNL
movie.
digital short.
Have him recover in the hospital for like 10 minutes of the movie or something, but don't have the braces
It
fly off.
it was already long enough according to you.
Hospital.
Gabe.
I think you just
10
don't
minutes
like
of
this
the hospital.
movie.
What is he gonna do in those
so
10
you can
minutes?
have
Gabe,
an alternative take.
I want to hear what Gabe's. Let's hear what Gabe's made up 10 minutes of Forrest Gump in the hospital.
Gabe, go ahead and rewrite the whole
Yeah,
movie of Forrest
no,
Gump for us.
No, just what's the hospital scene like for you?
The hospital scene is him probably on like a body cast because that's the only way you can step it up from the fucking braces they put on his legs. So he's in a full body cast because that's the only way to step it up from the brace bionic legs. All right. And then there's like a couple scenes and maybe like somebody comes in and he eats some Jello or
Hey, I want him to wake up in a full body
So-
cast and go, Mom,
yeah, mom.
why can't I move? Why can't I move anymore?
Yeah, and then she explains because the world is like a horrible place and these evil bastards ran you over with a truck. And that's the movie. Like that's the whole movie.
Did his mom run a, for lack of a better term, whorehouse?
No, she just got smashed so he could go to school.
Okay.
Wait, what?
She got smashed so that he could go to school.
Yeah, she was like
But I
banging
think
dudes to
that's
pay
true.
for him to go. Let's talk about Requiem for a Dream for a minute.
No.
Has
No.
everyone seen Requiem for a
no,
Dream?
let's not
I
talk about
don't
Requiem
want-
for a
let's
Dream.
not talk about
I don't want
No,
to
dude,
think
this,
about
we
it.
Let's
can't talk
not
about any of the
talk-
content.
If I'm being honest,
Anyway.
I had a conversation with Grant yesterday about Requiem for a Dream.
and I wanted you to
and
stop talking.
I haven't been.
and I told you that it makes me sick.
I
to my
can't
stomach.
watch that
I-
movie.
And I'm mad I ever
Literally-
watched it, and I remember.
I'm glad I watched
He
it.
reminded
I'm
me
glad
of
I
like
watched
scenes.
it.
He described some of the scenes to me.
Vivid.
And I was
It
like,
was so
yeah.
vivid.
I was like, yeah, dude, I remember.
I hate
You know
that
what?
movie, Gabe.
I could deal with everybody's pain in that movie except for his mom's. I always felt
That's what we were talking
I
about.
always
couldn't
felt
deal with
so
his
bad.
girlfriend's pain. I couldn't deal with the girlfriend's pain. It was oh my.
Well, I
God.
can
I
deal
just
with
can't.
that
I
pain.
just don't like watching people
until
use
the
needles.
last scene. The last scene with the girlfriend is what messed me up.
Dude,
The last scene. What about when he
scene-
shoots the infected needle, loses an arm?
All the
Bad for
needles, all the pills.
Yeah, the fact that he would like take his mom's TV and pawn it, and then like go and buy smack.
You're telling me you've never pawned your mom's TV for a good time?
Smack. Hey,
I didn't know
white
if I
girl.
should say heroin.
Booger sugar.
I didn't know if heroin
Come-
was an acceptable
come on and hit
term
the
on the
smack.
podcast.
You could say the word heroin, Gabe. I don't
Yeah, well,
care.
okay.
He's
Anyway,
not gonna get demonetized
if you
because
haven't-
there's no.
There's no
Money
there's no
coming in.
monetize.
if you
Oh yeah,
haven't,
this is a good time. BaseballLegendApparel.com. Use promo code Franco's. Use promo code Franco with the K at checkout for 10% off your final purchase. Go ahead to what you're saying.
Wade Boggs. Sorry.
You have ad spots?
Baseball.
I have one ad.
Hell yeah, man.
I was just saying that if you haven't seen Requiem for a Dream, it is well worth a 2-hour.
No, it's
segment.
not.
Yeah,
it is
you-
not.
If you never want to do any of that,
Yeah.
if you never want to do heroin,
Or you want to feel
you
bad
should
about
all-
doing
No.
drugs.
If you have someone that you think might be using as maybe they're a teenager and
They're having fun or experimenting.
maybe, like, show them this.
Sit them down and make them watch that.
what
whole
did we
movie.
say last night? I told him I was gonna put if I would show it to my kids and I would go outside.
Yeah, he said
I
I
would like sit down, don't get up. I'm going outside because I'm not able to watch that movie ever again.
It is.
But my kids will
rough.
watch it and they'll be scared.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna force. my
and they're
kids to
gonna
watch that for
throw
sure.
up and cry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You said like you'd come back in from
My
being
daughter's
outside and
my
your
daughter's throwing up all
just,
over
like,
the floor.
throwing
And I'm
up
like,
on the
and I'm like
floor.
smirking. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, she gets it.
She's not.
She
gets it.
Gabe, I don't know why, but you've always just been obsessed with the grossest movies. I've asked you for movie recommendations at least 4 times, and
Human Centipede.
you keep telling me about this movie where somebody's in a hotel and they're locked into that room. What? Like, you know?
1408.
No, it's not 1408. But you know what I'm talking about. Dude,
That was a not well liked.
Gabe, you
movie,
know
but
what
I
I'm
was-
talking about.
okay, the
It's
movie
it's like a action drama type of deal.
The movie that I'm coming to mind right now, and I don't think this is it. I think it's called like Joyride 3.
No.
No, you know what I'm talking about though.
I remember Joyride. That was
Joyride?
from Nick Chalice.
Oh, it was a horrific
They were
movie.
terrible horror.
They were
movies
so bad,
about
like, just-
about
yeah.
clowns. Camp
No. The Joyride 3 was like this sadistic
the
trucker.
car. Yeah, I remember.
And these
now.
people like offended this trucker in like a Waffle House on this like in the middle of nowhere, in the middle like in Nebraska or
They
some
were
shit.
lot lizards.
Yeah, and they like
Lizards.
they like offended this trucker, and then he just made it his life's mission to like torture these women somehow and like eventually catch them and kill them or something. And he just
I just hate those films like that. I'm getting
it was not
spooked
it was
talking
not a
about
good movie. It was not a good movie.
Gabe, I really wish you could tell me the movie that you're talking about
can't.
where the people were locked in a hotel room or something like that. It was a whodunit, maybe.
Sounds like 1408.
It's not 1408.
I don't like a lot of movies.
Let's run down
I do.
one more movie and then we'll be done with this episode.
we could talk about how What's Eating Gilbert Grape is way better than Forrest Gump.
Okay.
Okay, well, I've never seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
It was great.
dude.
We do need to break down one movie though that we've all seen.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Due Date. Robert Downey Jr.
Dude,
Zach
that is
Galifianakis.
underrated.
Comedy.
Underrated.
Let's talk about it.
Dude, I love everything about that movie. From the casting, it's a very simple cast. The directing, Todd Phillips, it's very simple. But the fact that you have these two, you have a straight man and Robert Downey Jr., you have an off-the-wall oddball and Zach Galifianakis, and they just and hijinks on a cross-country trip. It is, oh my gosh.
Their
I
chemistry.
recommend
You have to grab a VHS
Yeah.
copy of that.
I recommend
at
that
your
movie.
local
I
video
have
store.
a DVD copy of that movie, but I recommend
too,
that
too.
anytime somebody's like, "What's a good comedy movie?" I said, "Due Date" is vastly underrated.
It is
I
vastly
love
underrated.
that movie.
right after Iron Man 1 came out,
Does it
I believe.
does it rival
And he just got his good boy status back.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
I guess those do.
Does it rival Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? I don't know.
I mean, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles
It
is an
can't because
all-time
it was the
classic.
first. It was the first. Planes, Trains,
It's the first travel buddy comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's nothing funny
No,
watching
no,
Zach
it doesn't. No,
Galifianakis.
absolutely.
You don't
does
think
not.
it rivals it at all?
Not even a little bit. No.
Yeah, I guess.
But the fact
But
that
now-
Zach
but we
Galifianakis is
were
trying
just
to be
talking all
the
good
fact
about
he's
Due
trying to
Date,
be an
and now we're
actor.
trying
No,
to-
I'm still on Due Date. He's trying to be an actor, and then so Brody Stevens is in that movie, and may he rest in peace. He's a great
R.I.P.
comic. Yep, and. first scene in the movie, Robert Downey Jr. You can tell he's nitpicky. He's very anal about everything. He has and Michelle Monaghan. She's in that movie. She's great. I love Michelle Monaghan. True Detective season 1, great.
Beautiful too.
She's gorgeous. Yes, and
I only noticed her brain.
thank you, Tyler. And now we're
You
not.
mean
getting-
her brain?
Yeah,
You mean the brain?
in her head. Yes, and
is what I'm getting at. I don't know if anyone realized.
and first line of that movie. Robert Downey Jr. is on the phone talking to Michelle Monaghan, and he goes, "More importantly, what are you wearing?" And Brody Stevens rolls down the partitions, and he goes, "Armani Exchange, bro." And then they open the door to get to the airport, and Zach Galifianakis, his car slams into the car and knocks the door right off the thing. And Zach Galifianakis goes, "I'm so sorry. We should exchange insurance information." Downey Jr. goes, "You smell Like, you got alcohol and you all been drinking? And Galifianakis goes, no, we're not drunk. We split a 6-pack of 40s. I love every
Such a
bit.
good movie.
I love
man.
every bit of that movie, man.
That was Galifianakis' daddy. He's
Yeah,
carrying around in it.
Galifianakis.
Why
Oh,
is
yeah.
he in a coffee can? Because he's dead, Peter.
Because he's dead, Peter. The divorce or the acting scene they have in the rest stop bathroom.
That actually, dude,
so it's funny, and then
it
because
gets.
it's like what is that?
What are you, a girl or something?
Yeah, what are you guys? A bunch of girls or something?
All right, you're a football coach. Your wife just divorced you. It's halftime. You're down by 20. Hold on, coach. It's my wife. I think she wants a divorce. And then he's like, oh, I'm afraid my dad won't ever love me. And oh
Yeah, it
my
gets all
god,
sad.
oh, it's really good though. I mean, it's
Jeez.
like as far as like acting wise, it's pretty good.
The slight joke at the end when he names his daughter Rosie Hyman.
That's,
I mean, come on.
he walks in. He thinks that
Little
Jamie
Rosie
Foxx is in.
Hyman.
Yeah, I was
Jamie
gonna
Foxx
ask you,
is
dude.
in
I
that
was like,
movie.
Jamie Foxx is in there, right?
Jamie Foxx, bro, and whenever he Jamie Foxx like
He makes coffee with the ashes.
with the ashes. Yep.
Yeah,
He goes
wow.
get him out. He goes, get him out. It's funny because
Get him out.
Jamie
You seem to remember a lot of it.
Galifianakis plants a seed in Downey Jr.'s mind that
It is actually.
Monahan has been hooking up with Jamie Foxx and it's not going to be his real kid. And then they show up like, dude, Galifianakis shoots Downey Jr. in the arm, and they show up to the hospital in L.A. And then they walk in. There's a black family delivering a baby, and Downey Jr. thinks like it's instantly like, oh my god, or he sees a black baby and he thinks, oh my god, like Jamie Foxx hooked up with my wife, and then he passes out. It's all good. Does anyone have any final parting words? It's been a great episode.
I've enjoyed this very much.
We'll have to do it again sometime.
This was
We can do a
fun.
whole camp episode. Tyler will do a whole stocks episode. Gabe, I don't even want to do anything with you ever again.
Gabe, you can share
You
your
didn't
shit
even
next
bring
time.
you didn't even bring headphones.
We said.
Oh yeah, we were gonna do this whole podcast with like we decided on one mic. It sounds better. Gabe's like, yeah, I don't have headphones, and it's like, dude, you're doing a podcast.
First of all, we listed off Ghislaine Maxwell at the beginning of the show as a topic, and we never
Dude,
got to it.
don't act high and mighty. You said we're gonna
guys
talk
had a
about the
whole-
documentary called Icarus. No one has seen that.
Oh, it's an
lot of
amazing
people.
documentary. It's really
It's
good.
really good.
You should check it out.
But it's just older.
It's about the Russians and the Olympics.
Yeah, but Maxwell's gonna get us clicks. It's gonna get us views, bro. Conspiracy theories. Talk to Joe Rogan. Talk to Andrew Schultz.
hashtag-
Talk to Giannis Bobs and Krista Stefano.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Spam it.
Spam it.
Maxwell.
Maxwell.
Hey, in the meantime, keep taking care of yourself and keep all those questions coming, even though I don't do the questions anymore. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Let's give a round of applause to the studio audience, the live studio audience. Hey, fellas, I hate Mondays, but I also hate Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.